I'm sitting down here with Sanjay, who joined us as an experienced accountant and actually has just become a manager. I'm just going to ask him some questions about his experience at Munro's, which may benefit you if you're considering coming to work here at Munro's. So Sanjay, you came to us as an experienced accountant. Can you tell us about your decision, why you wanted to move somewhere else and why you ultimately chose Munro's?
Yeah, I guess I was at a point of my career where I felt a little bit stagnant and I wanted a bit more growth and development in the space. So that's where I started looking elsewhere, um, looking out for different opportunities, different firms to work with. Um, yeah, so I initially had went through a recruiter. I had a few interviews with several different firms and also had offers from those firms. I think I ended up landing on Munro's just because, I guess, from the first, um, the first impression I got from one of the partners and managers, which is Christine and Rama, was very like welcoming and friendly. Um, and also in the interview, it wasn't just about what your technical knowledge is about. They also wanted to know like what your life is outside of work, um, which I think was important. I guess also ultimately the decision to come to Munro's was also, compared to the other firms, was great remuneration package alongside like I guess promises of further career development. It seemed like a pretty supportive culture um, to foster that growth. Um, and yeah, so that's what I felt from the first interview I had with them.
So then you've joined Munro's and you've had the opportunity to work in a couple of different teams. You spoke about career development and your skills and the support. Can you tell us about that and how that's actually eventuated compared to your initial impressions from the interview?
Yeah, I guess so. When I first joined, they definitely give you the harder tasks to see what you can handle and see where your level is at. Um, and you either you can rise to the challenge, but if you are finding it difficult or having difficulties, it's a pretty open door policy here. So, um, with certain complex tasks or clients, you can easily go in and walk into one of the partners' offices and ask them a few questions, and they're willing and able to help you right there and then. Um, so I found that pretty good.
So if you had the opportunity to work with various team members, various clients, join in on meetings, tell us about those experiences and how you've enjoyed them or not enjoyed them, if that happens to be the case, and how you think that's contributed to your career progression.
Yeah, I think joining in on some of the initial um, consults, so for potential new clients that are seeking an accountant, I found those very valuable to go into that meeting with one of the senior accountants or directors here at Munro's, just to see how they operate and as like a business advisor and as a tax accountant. Um, the type of advice that they give those clients is definitely something I've learned from, and been able to use in my everyday um, work as well. Um, and then I guess the other team, like the team members here, like everyone's willing to help each other. Um, like I said, it's an open door policy. If you're stuck on something, on an accounting program that somebody else has got a bit more experience on, you just either pick up the phone or go to their office and have a chat about it, and they're happy to help you out.
So Sanjay, there's going to be people who are experienced accountants like yourself who are looking for other firms. Who are the type of people who you would recommend to seek to join Munros? And who would be the people who you'd say wouldn't be a good fit?
I guess it people that would fit Munro as well is someone with the right attitude, that willing to throw yourself in the deep end, to be able to learn and progress. Because yes, you're thrown into the deep end, but you also have support around you when you do need to call out for help. But if you don't have that right attitude, or if you don't take feedback on in a constructive manner, then you're not really gonna benefit from Munros as much. You might not. Yeah, you might think your way is better, or you don't take that feedback on, and that might just cause problems between within the firm or between team members.
You've got a lot of flexibility here. I gather that's been quite important for you as a new father.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell everyone who's looking at Munros about our flexibility and how it benefits yourself and other colleagues, and how we all work together within that flexibility.
Yeah. I think ever since COVID, a lot of firms have done the working from home, but haven't really continued that on post-COVID. I guess here at Munro's, we found like a really good hybrid working environment where you talk to your managing partner and organize something in place where you work from home a few days a week, or you work from home a few days a week, and also you come into the office as well. And also with your working hours, it's quite flexible. You might have some sort of sports training or gym routine that you do in the morning, and you'd want to come in at 9:30, but then work till 6 p.m. or vice versa, where you come in a bit earlier and then you leave at 4 p.m. So I found that pretty good, and I know from some other colleagues, if they had to make a trip back to go see family overseas, and it's an extended trip, Munro's has been pretty good with letting them work remotely from overseas, in certain circumstances, where they're not really going there for a holiday, they're just going back to see family, and that you don't want to take your leave, so you just work remotely, and you just got to communicate that with your managing partner, and then and go from there.
So Sanjay, really just the last question. Someone's just generally looking at Munros. You must have some thoughts about the firm generally, and how do you promote Munros? So just tell us about the firm and tell us about anything you like about it.
Yeah, I guess if it's clients looking in it, you're looking at really high quality advice. If you're looking to join the firm, you're looking at a tight-knit group of people. You're looking at the directors and partners willing to provide that support to like the younger staff to bring them up through the ranks as well. I also feel like every 6 months there's a pay and performance review, and usually when you go and give your feedback to your boss and say, oh, I've been enjoying these tasks, or I haven't been enjoying these tasks so much, or I want exposure to certain other things and learn certain other things, Munro's really takes it on board to action that over the next 6 months until your next pay review. So let's say if you're wanting to learn a bit more about the SMSF space, they'll take that on board and I guess give you more self-managed super fund clients, send you on trainings and certain things like that. And also, I guess the social aspect of Munro's is pretty good. Every month, they make it a point to, get the whole firm together to go out